Well, here we are in Seedville again on the same table that I have things planted on. And I mentioned that I want to go through my seed bags and put them inside of plastic containers so I can take these out. These bags are Temu. They work for certain things, but I'm not going to want to trust them. So I went ahead and labeled a couple of containers. And we're just going to start putting them in there. I noticed how thin they were. They're not as thick as my other ones. And that's why I'm like, oh, 4x6. The size works. But I didn't look at any other dimensions. So at least I got 2 of them because it was a good deal. So we will just go through and see how many fit in each. And then make a couple of them. Because I know I'm going to need a lot for lettuce. Simple little tabs. Timber. So I had mentioned that I love basil. The specific one I love is lettuce leaf because one leaf alone could do wonders. Somebody was just saying how you do the wraps, the sandwich wraps. Instead of a tortilla, you use a basil leaf because they are that freaking big. If you get the round head of lettuce, take off one leaf, it's literally that big as one leaf. So you can imagine what the plant looks like. But yeah, nonetheless, lettuce leaf. I don't know if mammoth is the same thing. So another lettuce leaf from a different company. This is from Botanical Interest, and the other one's from Baker Creek. I have Noja basil. Soft after last chance of frost. They're slow to bolt and abundant harvest. Classic Genovese flavor and excellent resistant to downy mildew. Another one of those. Another lettuce leaf. Another Noja. Lettuce leaf, and lettuce leaf. Gosh darn it. So let me I have one for basil. Okay, let me find my basil ticket tag thingy whoozy, what's it? So how do you guys like my new name of my channel? I thought it was more appropriate. So yeah, I can fit all those in there comfortably and then some, but it comes right to the edge of it. So I'm not going to push it. These don't look very secure. And I'm just going to go ahead and start alphabetizing them. Next we have beets. Actually, I'm going to lie because lettuce is right here where everything else is on the floor. So let's do lettuce, since that was my plan to begin with. Okay. The only bad thing about this is these little things won't be able to, I don't know if they'll fit in there by themselves, but that's kind of a waste. Yeah, they'll fit. But, again, this is large lettuce leaf that I just had and got out of a container. Alright, so for lettuce, we have the ever famous Butter Crunch. Let's see. Yeah, I have some in there. Okay. The Orch. Never tried that as a lettuce. It's very interesting to me. And then from Haas, I got Oak Leaf Salad Bowl Lettuce Mix, and this is 93% germination rate, and they only guarantee it if you sow it right after you open it, and it comes in those seed tapes. Another one, Super Red Romaine. Barely anything in there. More Butter Crunch. Lots in there. Should combine both. And then another red one. Oh, looks like we have some escapees in here. Well, and the only escapee would be either Butter Crunch or the red. But I also have spinach Bloomsdale and lettuce Tom Thumb, and then Butter Crunch. So I'll put those in there. Spinach is in a category of its own because I have enough spinach as well. Okay, so there's lettuce. I know I need a second lettuce because I got more on the floor. This way, lettuce. Do. Can't even see. So yeah, in a few days, we should have some more reports on what's growing. My tomatoes and peppers and my catnip is constantly under a light from the AeroGarden or a regular lamp light. So those should be germinating pretty well. I do not have them on a heat mat. Baby leaf mix. This is all lettuce. I was going to wait until the catnip germinated and then put them under a heat mat because all my heat mats, all 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, all 4 are being used. I'm growing some honey locust trees. I've done it before, but I was a bad mama and allowed them to die, but at least I know I can do it. I've tried to get, I have a walnut tree in the front yard, and I saw some walnuts that had gotten buried. They started growing good couple inches. I took them out with their soil, put them in a little pot, and they ended up dying. They do not like being transplanted, apparently. I've tried and tried and tried. I guess I'm like, okay, well, never mind then. But I have to kill them because I don't need it growing big. All right, Lacinitos kale. Again, I'm not a kale person, but I can do it for any critters that I may have that need it. Baby leaf greens mix. If you haven't tried Haas, go find them. They even have live plants. Baby leaf green mix. And they'll put these inside of their mystery boxes, and there's well over $50 worth. So you only pay 30 some odd dollars. Totally worth it. And like I said, I had 2 boxes you'll see in my videos, and I've had 2 heat pads. So those heat pads are pretty expensive in itself. And then some more kale that I showed you in the same. And then the oak leaf salad bowl leaf mixture. Because these are so thick, I don't think they're going to fit in here. And I'm going to need another. Yeah, I'm going to need another, a third one. Tell you what, me. If it wasn't for those kind of containers. This pen that came with this trays sucks. I'm trying to get it out. Let's see, Lettuce. Come on. Okay. I also have 2 label makers. One didn't work, so I just happened to find a second one at Goodwill last year, and it didn't work because the batteries that were left in it were all corroded. And at the counter I told them, you know, this is all corroded, it's not going to work, but I need parts for my other one. What are you going to give for me? She says, no, just take it. I was like, cool. So I brought it home, did my thing, and sure enough it worked. And I'm like, yes. So now I have 2 label makers exact same, because it really pissed me off because as soon as I bought the tape for them, it quit. And I'm like, of course it did. Yeah, no problems there. So let's see, 3 of these, if they'll fit in here comfortably. I don't want to push it. Yep, 3. But I got the smaller cases. So now we're going to do another lettuce, which is already there. So that should fit there. It does. That's good. I'm going to be so organized, my head's going to spin. What am I going to do? There's lots of ways you can organize. You can do it by month, like January for your region, you have to sow these, and then February, March, April, etc., and you can have it. But for me, that's a pain in the butt because you're going to want to know what you want to sow and then have to go through all these different things. Whereas I'd say, well, it's lettuce season. I just want to go into my lettuces, and I have 3 of them, even though they're all lettuces, and I don't have to go through all other things to find out what I want. But, you know, there's different ways. The months, the types, and I chose this one. So, yeah. Whoa. All right, so now we have beets. I made the label in the container. I just didn't put anybody in there. So the beets we have is Mammoth Red Mangle. I can't imagine this being this big. How big is the actual plant itself? For crying out loud. I don't know how old she is. She's about 10 or so. 100 days, the gargantuan roots grow up to 40 pounds each with large yields per acre. Popular as livestock feed in the 1800s, it can also be picked small for table use. Well, there you go. So it'll be interesting. Amend planting site with well-rotted compost. Work soil deeply and remove rocks. Sow 3 to 4 weeks before last frost. Thin early for best results. So 3 to 4 before last frost, that would be inside my greenhouse. That's good to know. 3 to 4 weeks. It's last of May, so April. So April, I can plant in April. Make a note of that. Actually, I'll just put a line underneath. Usually I have a highlighter and I highlight my important information, but I'm not going to do that. But that is going to be interesting. Then we have Haas's Schrute beet, however you pronounce that. When to plant, early spring and fall, plant depth, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to follow it the same as any and all beets. And this is Burpee's Radish Royal Purple that I got from that friend I was mentioning. Let me know of any of these that you have done. You know what I just did? Dork. I have a container of beets made up. Getting ahead of myself here. Starting to get that green thumb, starting to, warm up. It's going to be 61 this weekend on Saturday. It's going to rain, and then Sunday is going to be 57. So, yeah, it's like we even have a flood watch until they said, 6:45 tonight. And I'm like, oh, that's very specific. I've never heard of it being, rounded up like that. All right, so now the only thing left in this, for the most part, is loose seeds that I've gotten through the stores and stuff, which I'll probably just keep in there. But yeah, this is a whole rack full of different seeds, and it's annoying to go through and see where my beets are and where's my carrots and all this stuff. So, all right, here we go. We have some little little gem lettuce. They remind me of artichoke hearts. Then we have lettuce Tom Thumb. Don't know if it's the same difference. I highlighted, as you can see. It says prepare seeds for sowing by scarifying with a nail clipper. Never heard that before as far as for lettuce. I know what it is, but lettuce Devil's Ear in April. Got a reflection off the light off of my grow thing. Devil's Ear. Verdi spinach. That's a spinach, so that's different. Kayla Bunga mix. I love the unusual names. So that's lettuce. Pablo Crisp head. Cute name. Bronze Mignon head. However you pronounce that. Sounds French. I'm going to put it as French. Green oak leaf lettuce. You can tell the variety of companies that I go through. Iceberg. Now this is what I was talking about earlier with the basil leaf. These iceberg lettuces. You peel one of those leaves away and that's your basil, lettuce leaf basil. Kid you not. I even grew it inside my arrow garden. I did a couple of leaves and then the plant died back. I don't know if it was just too much for the system, but yeah, I was like, no way. New red fire. Super red romaine. Was that what the other one was called? Red sails. I have a little note to plant in May. Grand Rapids leaf. That looks like Grand Rapids, the falls of it all. Reminds me of that that curly parsley they have now. Bronze Minot head. I already showed you that. Tom Thumb. Different name, different situation. And then salad. This is packed for 2014. So I'm wondering if that's going to work. Alright, some more lettuce containers. Boy, is this whole thing going to be lettuce? What the French? I don't want to bore you guys too much, but I want to thank you guys who came by and made comments on my videos I already had about peppers and tomatoes that I've done. So that was nice of you to stop by. Always look forward to it, because if you look at other videos, they're just sitting there and going 0, 0, 0 comments. Like, what is it with not commenting? And others get comments, some don't. So I guess it's whatever you feel like, huh? This barely fits. I want to cut it, but yet I don't. And it's guaranteed, satisfaction guaranteed to grow, so yeah, let's see. Don't know if the company's still going. If that's the case, I should email them a picture and go, hey, guess what? I came upon a lettuce leaf packet from 2014. Alright, so now we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go 5 containers of lettuce. But again, it's the small, thin containers. It's not the thick ones. Otherwise, I'd only have 1. So think of it that way. 1. Now, I could subdivide these smaller and go all the reds, all the, I don't know, all the curlies, all the rounds, whatever, but I'm not going to do all that. I'll go through all the containers and look at what I got, and oh, I feel like having. It just allows you to look through your inventory again and go, oh, I forgot I had that. Let's try that. All right, so 5 containers of lettuce. Who did that? Who? Oh. All right, so see, now I have a rare tomato seed packet. And then I have some chitlin peppers. And then the physical seeds. Oops, here's some. Hey, what do you know? There's your spinach family. Yay. I'll just finish this up and let you guys go, and I want to relax some. I'll figure out what to do with all these loose seeds. Alright, so spinach. We have Verde, which I already showed you to begin with. And then Noble. Giant Noble, we'll see. And then Verde again. Yep, I see some more too. We have Bloomsdale, and Bloomsdale. I do have in my container, I have Malabar spinach too. So I'll have to get that. Espinage. Come on, pen. Spinach. S-P-I-N-A-C-H. Glad I can write neat when I have to. Alright, here's spinach. Put it in the right side. There we go. Alphabetized. Switch that out. So basil, beets, lettuce, 2, 3, 4, 5 lettuce, and a spinach. And little Tommy, Allison's Dream Free Seeds. I bought some more seeds that'll be in a few days from Baker's Creek, some flowers. Super sweet 100 cherry tomato seeds. Might as well get those into a container. I know I have a lot of toms as well. But, I'm not a big flower person, but now, with bulbs, I'd rather do bulbs than seeds for flowers, but we'll see how it goes. I also have another green stock in the, words fail me, in the garage that I have not taken out of the box. I have the lavender basket weave one, and it's 5-tier, and then the other one is white 5-tier, but I'm not sure if it's basket weave or not. I just put it in the garage. It's been sitting in my house for several months, and I was like, get out of here. So I finally had to put it in the garage saying, out you go. Alright, so and then I have spinach. Where were you? Here. Look at that, how organized it is. So, anyway, I will let you guys go. Thought I would just show you what I'm doing. All nice and prettily organized and labeled and whatnot. We're ready to go. Nothing but inspiration here. Show you my asparagus that I'm so damn proud of right now. It's so tall and beautiful. It just got transplanted into this. And I know it takes 2 to 3 years before you can harvest. They'll have the asparagus the first few years, and you cannot take it for the first year, I think it is. So it can help do the other years. But yeah, that's going to be hard. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And then here's some rogue seeds, lettuce seeds of some sort. So I'll find a little container for them and throw them in. Or I'll just take a handful and go whee into the garden. That sounds like a plan, huh? Alright, thank you for tuning in. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see garden-wise. I'll be able to go out in the greenhouse and play around this weekend. And, because it won't be muddy inside. So we can check on the seeds that I grew there. I can start planting some beans and peas since they like the cooler weather. And that's a possibility. So anyway, we will talk to you then. Bye-bye.